Hello everybody, it's Javier Vidana, your home buying coach, and I am back again to completely crush your home buying goals with another episode of Can You Afford or Can We Afford to Buy a Home or whatever the heck it's called. We haven't quite determined it. If you're interested in having your situation in the next segment, all you gotta do is email me here, contact Javier Vidana. We'll check out the question, we'll review it, and we get a lot of these questions, so you might not get picked, so just throw it out there. And if you make me laugh with your subject line, you got it. This question comes in from Mr. Khan. He says, "Hello, Javier. First off, pleasure to be your subscriber. There's nothing but pleasure from being my subscriber, so I hope you enjoy yourself. Welcome to the Home Go Homies. Requesting your advice for buying a home for the first time. Yes, you can call me by my first name. Okay, never mind. Rafi. I'm in Houston with a $120,000, $469 gross income, and the home my family likes is about $445,000. I can afford around $2,700 a month through 41% would be, well, we'll figure that. We'll figure that out. What would you suggest? How much down should I put since the interest rates are sky high? My monthly expense is $1,300, which includes my car payment and credit cards. My lowest credit score is TransUnion 753. Now, the first thing I like to do when talking about these situations is I want to get a good visual representation of what kind of house you're looking for. So if you guys do send me a question, please, if you can include an address or if you can just include the general area, more specific than just the city, maybe like a zip code or something, so I can get a good idea. But in this case, all he'd let me know is $445,000 in Houston. So let's go look and see what the situation is. Where am I? I'm back. We're going to do Houston, Texas. We're going to go here, remove everything, and just only leave the agent one. We're going to do max 450. Let's do like a minimum 440. I just want to see if it's going to be doable. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of houses in the Houston area that do fit that criteria. Now, I do like to get a general idea of monthly payment. So once again, I would like to know the area specifically, but in this case, we're just going to pick general area outside of the downtown area. Here, let me move my camera out of the way so you can see this, but I like the houses in Houston. Nice brick red homes. Like you get that American, that classic American look, which I really enjoy. Look at that. You can buy that beauty for $450K. That's pretty awesome. Looks like the prices, I mean, I don't know how they were beforehand, but I can tell you the prices don't look as bad. We're seeing a lot of price cuts, which is apparently the trend with a lot of these larger cities. So, okay. We see 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1870 square feet. I love the inside of this house. Just picked this randomly, built in 1969. Oh, they're actually disclosing the commission now. That's very interesting. Let's look at an idea of monthly payments. So first, I'm going to check out the tax history, just because I want to get a good idea now. So we're just going to use the estimates that Zillow gives us, which is not good. 7,252 is high. So what we're going to do with that number is we're going to get it. So we're going to do 7,252. We're going to divide it by 12 to get the monthly payment number for taxes. We're going to plug this into a mortgage calculator, which is definitely under the mark when it comes to it. Taxes does have really high taxes. And as you can tell, your payment's going to be $43 billion. Let's just do 604. There you go. Home insurance, we're going to leave the same. PMI is probably going to be, I don't know, let's just assume moderate credit, so we'll do 80. But yeah, we'll leave things as they are. I don't know what your down payment situation is, so I'm going to put 5% down. 5%, 6% interest rate. Actually, last I checked, they're like 5.7, 5.8, so we'll go 5.7. And we're looking at a monthly payment about $3,200 is what we're looking for. Now, if you are pushing the down payment amount higher, let's say you're doing 10%, then we are closer, or if maybe you're doing 20%, you're getting rid of that PMI, 2754. But in this case, I'm just going to assume 5% because that's what I normally see. And I'm of course estimating taxes to be high. Home insurance is somewhat not as high, but somewhat okay. Okay, so we're aiming for a $3,245 monthly payment. So looks like the price range you are looking for is doable. Now let's plug everything in and see if this works. So fun iPad kid time. This is going to be the thumbnail eventually, so you might see me do some exaggerated faces. He marked his gross income as let's just do $120,000 flat. He did mention like $469, but make it easy and just do 120. He did not mark a net, which we're gonna have to kind of do some math to figure that out later. Would really appreciate it. So next time, if you guys send me a net, please. He was kind enough to send me all of his monthly payments added up. Now, I hope this is all your minimum payments, not the payments that you make. So $1,300, you must have like maybe 2 cars and a bunch of credit cards with $1,300. But remember, when we're adding up your minimum payments, we're using your minimum payment. So he gave me the number of $1,300. So we will mark that there. And of course, for credit, he mentioned $753. So now we're going to go through each category to see if it makes sense and if he, Mr. Khan, can afford to buy a home. So let's start off with the credit situation. Now, he did mention that his credit situation was 753 as his lowest score. We don't know his mid or high scores, but if his low score is 753, this is already good news. So I'm going to estimate, and I'm going to write it in gray. But I'm assuming this is going to be around 760. Maybe this will be around 780. So they will use your mid score to essentially qualify you. So very, very good. Not only are you in the 700s, but you're in the mid 700s, which means you should get credit interest rates are crappy anyways, but you're going to be in a good position to be in conventional territory. So 100%, I mean, this is going to be pretty simple. You are able to go conventional easily. You can probably explore different options if you need to, like with the government grant programs and whatnot. Although I would say your income might be a little bit too high, but just double check with the lender when you're getting qualified. So I would say in total, you are in good hands here, my friend. I'm going to have to give you a resounding check mark here. You're good to go. Good job taking care of your credit. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, it is important that you take care of your credit years before you're looking to buy a house, not start whenever you're like, okay, I think it's time to buy a house. Now it's time to check in with my credit. Next, we're going to talk about budget. Now, once again, for gross, he did mention it was $120,469, but no indication of what the net income is. So what we're going to do to find out the net income situation is we're going to get that gross income, which is $120,469. We're going to multiply that by 0.75, just remove 25% of it. We're going to assume that he's netting closer to $90,351. So that is a number we're going to write here. Expenses are going to be around $1,300. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get all of these numbers and we're going to plug them into our budget affordability worksheet. So we got the monthly numbers for the car payments and student loan credit cards. We didn't get a good indication of what is what. So what we're going to do is just going to do $600. We're going to assume it's like a $400 car payment, $400 car payment. And we're going to assume it's like, I don't know, 100, a little more broken down, but we're going to just kind of plug it in so it adds up to 1,200. So basically plugging in all those numbers, this is how it's going to look like. You will qualify for $3,400, which technically is enough to qualify for the house that you're looking for. And the reason why this is because essentially you get half of your gross monthly income and they subtract the whatever you have for your minimum payment. So in this case, it was your initial monthly gross income divided in half, subtracted by 1,200. And that's why we get this number. Although you qualify for that, that's going to be approximately 49% of your take-home income, and only will leave you really $3,500. So really, when you're looking at what you can afford, what you can actually afford, which once again, there's 3 rules of thoughts, or there's plenty of rules, but basically my favorite is going to be 33% of your net income. I establish it really tight being 30% of your gross income, and of course the really safe method being 25% of your net income. This has nothing to do with the monthly payments that you have. Basically, just looking at that, your just right number falls around $2,294, $2,595, really tight being $2,780. Now, your initial email, you did tell me you wanted to be around $2,400, which you are right. That would be between the just right and tight numbers, which means it would have worked. You're definitely in a good spot here where it can potentially put you in a good spot. However, we looked at the numbers for the houses on Zillow that you're looking for, and it's really high. So looking back at our Zillow search here, we would probably have to focus something closer, like 400 maybe, and maybe something that the taxes aren't as crazy high. Now, I did look kind of close to downtown, so maybe, of course, there's different areas that are a little cheaper with the taxes. Probably sticking closer to the $400,000 range. And maybe if you, I don't know your down payment situation, maybe if your down payment is 10%. Oh, but the property tax got changed. What was that, like 600 or something initially? Let's just pull up. Oh, look, that's a nice house right here. Ooh, it's nice. Let's pull up another one. Tax records. Let's go down here. 45.58. That's already cheaper than what we saw before. Divide that by 12. That's $379. See, like that's starting to work. 10%, 400,000. 2634 technically is tight. I mean, you're going to be up here, but you're not considered house poor if you follow this rule of thought, which is 30%, you're closer to that 28% gross income, which is a more popular one. So if you play with the numbers, really, let's say you go for like a $2,500 payment, okay? That's going to be putting you right in that spot where 36% of your net income is going to your monthly payment. But we're looking at net specifically for budgeting, not gross. So if you're in a position where you're okay with 36% of your net being there, then you're good. I mean, they have this much left over in essentials. You have this much over left to cover your costs. So you just have to be very careful here. So once again, I don't know if your down payment's higher. I don't know if it's lower. I don't know what the situation is. But what I'm judging here, it's tight. Houston is really tight. I don't know if there's any outskirts cities you could probably explore. So basically, I can't give this technically a red because it does work technically. But I'm going to give it a big caution sign, right? Because you just don't know. You just don't know. There's so many factors that can just completely derail you. And the thing is, yes, you can qualify for the house you're looking for. But when it comes to affordability, you're going to have to make some sacrifices there. So your income is super solid. So congrats for you on that. That payment number is slightly affecting you qualifying for more. But the problem isn't necessarily qualifying. It's going to be that affordability factor. So this price range technically works, but you're gonna have to be very careful that you get something with cheaper taxes, or quite frankly, just lower the price. You probably want to be closer to that 400,000 range. Just any whatever $100 you can shave off that monthly payment, you're gonna be in a good situation. So essentially, do you get my seal of approval? No, not necessarily. Tread lightly. For all my Breaking Bad fans, you guys know what that means. Which, by the way, if you're not watching Better Call Saul, you need to watch Better Call Saul. If you're looking for a great real estate agent, you guys need to know homeandmoney.com/Javier. Link is in the description. Get yourself connected with the great agent. And of course, if any of the home buying resources I use in this video interest you, we got plenty more on my website. Go check it out. And if you are interested, once again, in sending me your stuff, go ahead. Send me an email. It's all right. You'll be fine. Cool. All right, guys. See you in the next one. Thank you.